All right. Greetings. Welcome back to the real life of Motives Matter. I threw the real life in there just for fun, but a couple things I want to share with you guys today. One of them is the topic of today is people will get away with what you let them get away with. What's accepted in society is primarily because you accepted it. There's a lot of things in life that don't have to be acceptable. There's a lot of people out there that have more accountability than they let on, and the way the culture approves of it. My daughter this morning told my son that it is socially accepted, or what did she say? I forget the exact word, but she said something very smart, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. It's just accepted or something. And I was thinking it's not accepted, but she was right in terms of that people get away with these things, and they don't or shouldn't get away with certain things. I think we were talking about cussing on the football field from coaches, from grown men who are every bit of 5-year-olds at heart. I mean, they're in the worst shape of their lives. They're yelling at kids, calling them every bad word. It's unacceptable to me, and it should be unacceptable to you. And I put them on blast all the time. I call out people for their stupidity all the time. Like, for instance, our freshman year, one of the coaches wanted to put my son into varsity, and I said, nope, not happening, because they were using freshmen for tackling dummies. But an 18-year-old man could do damage, or nowadays a 19-year-old man who reclassed just to play football could damage my son was 13 when he entered in his freshman year. Crazy, huh? So I just think these guys are delusional, and what's accepted, and I've been a pain in every coach's rear, so if you're a coach watching this, you don't want me on the other side of your capabilities, that's for sure. Because as a real athlete, and not just in pickleball, I discovered that there's so many things that are allowed in the sports world, my quote unquote profession, and it has been since I was 7 or 8, if you will. I mean, I can't tell you how many games, competitions, individual contests, group contests, teamwork, efforts that I've been a part of over the past, I'm 47, so I would say 40 years maybe. I think my first skateboard contest was in Santa Ana, California when I was like 6, I don't know, when I was young. And then everything, sports, soccer, baseball, basketball, everything. And it's changed a lot. The sport hasn't. It's still dribble, shoot, right? Catch, run, throw. It's not complicated, but because of the corruption of society and the money that's involved with these colleges and all this crap, people accept it. They accept these erratic, disgusting behavior from full adult grown men. And I think it's detrimental to people's health, mind, emotions. I mean, these coaches are absolutely bizarre. We're kind of entering into one of the ones in Arizona. Now it's a new one. And this is how I could also speak. My daughter, for those of you who don't know, I have moved a lot in my life. So we play new clubs, we find new, sport teams and new high schools. And my kids have literally played high school in 3 sports: volleyball, my daughter, and football for my son. And the programs are crazy. And you get to see each one and why it's good and why it's bad. And my kids even go, they never did that there, but they accept that here. And a lot of it is really just erratic behavior, human behavior that would never happen on any planet. Let me give you an example. In what reality or what universe would a grown man, let's say 30s through, coach and tear into 6 kids, call them the P words, call them a-holes, call them all the cuss words, make fun of them for not making a complete pass or not making a good tackle? In what universe would that happen in any other sport? Would that happen strike that at 16 years old, 15 years old. That's abuse. If someone talks to my son that way, they're getting an old fashioned, top shelf, quality, grade A, butt whooping. Doesn't happen. I cannot tell you how many coaches I've scolded because they try to use their mouths the way they do. It's not happening. It's not happening. And so where are the men? Where are the dads? And where are the moms saying, dude, what are you doing? Most kids have such foul mouths that they're allowing it by their coaches because they don't tell their parents. But I'm amazed. Where it does happen though, if you want to use your brain, it'll happen in the military when you're 18 years old and that kid can make a choice. It may happen in college when you're 18 years old and that kid, adult now, has made a choice. We're talking high school where these high school coaches are supposed to be role models and they're supposed to be someone you look up to, inspirational, admiring. You're supposed to set an example. Is that gone? Am I asking too much for the American way? I mean, I'm really flabbergasted, if you will. I don't know if there's any other word for it, how people will accept these things as normal. Let's take another example. What if your 14-year-old daughter, and we could say son, was sitting in math class, didn't get the grade right, but a full-grown teacher, let's say 30 through, 40 through, let's say female, just went at it, coached them out, cussed them out, yelled at them, said they're dumb, said they're stupid, they're never gonna go anywhere, never gonna get it, threw his clipboard down at the kid, whatever. That is unacceptable. Why do we accept it in American high school lane football? I'm still trying to find these questions out. I played baseball throughout high school, never had these issues. I texted my friend the other day and I said, did this ever happen when we were kids? And the answer was, no, our parents would have never stood for it. Where are the parents out here today? These high school football teams have 210 people at Hamilton High School. They have 110 at this other high school that we're at now. Extremely toxic, period. You have out of control kids and out of control coaches. But how come it's acceptable? Now, I know what you're thinking. Can't we just quit and leave? No, because transfers are the nightmare in Arizona because everyone's trying to get to a better team, I guess. I wonder if they're leaving the high school program or they're leaving the coaches who suck. That could be number one. Number two, I don't think high school is what you remember it. I was a teacher last year in a high school and I remember it not being is weird. With smartphones, every kid cheats. So if you think your kid is super smart, wrong again. They're getting A's because they're cheating. Sorry to tell you that. And what they would say is it's not cheating because it's using resources, which I agree, but they're not doing the work. You think they're doing the work. I would say 92. I talked with this smart kid, great kid, amazing kid. I said, how many people cheat? She looked me dead in the eye. She goes, everyone at the school. I said, you gotta be lying. She goes, everyone, Mr. Carvajal. And she was a great kid. I said, do you cheat? She goes, yeah, sometimes. It's not really cheating though. And she gave me an explanation. I said, I get that. Internet, blah, blah, blah. You can just Google it. Okay, it's there. So why are we doing school like the 1800s when we're in 2025? It makes no sense. But once again, for all those parents out there, this is for you. This is for you and your kids to discuss. Ask if they cheat. They probably won't tell you, but they're cheating. So, by the way, I was only there for 2 years because I realized I'm not teaching anybody. Unless they want to be inspired and know, they could just go Google it and stuff. And so my job is irreplaceable. If they want to learn, someone's going to grow and know. But once again, the school system doesn't believe that. They teach you how to be forced to work. They treat you as a slave. Same with football. They're trying to teach these kids how to not play better, how to be a slave, how to learn a play. Go here, turn left. That's all you're going to do. Turn left. That's not a sport. That's boring, and that's mind control, and it's manipulation at best, also that they can get the win. They're not teaching kids anymore. Your kids are not being taught, and I have 3 kids, so I do have an edge on my shoulder, 100%. I'm gonna keep this chip on my shoulder until the day I die. Praise the Lord. I hope you're watching and liking this video, because where are the chips on the shoulders, man? My kid has a chip on his shoulder, and I love every second of it. I love it. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this together, because half these guys, they're having a chip on their shoulder, but it's for the wrong cause. It's not for kids being better, enjoying their lives, having fun, getting sun, serotonin, getting vitamin D, enjoying their craft and skill, what their level is. Nope, it's always push more, do more. You're not going to succeed. You're a failure. You're a loser. If we don't win, we're losers. That's because they're speaking from their personal experience. See, they've never made it. They have never made to the next level. And one thing I noticed something about all my experiences, both in and off the field or in the gym, so to speak, or in the training centers, whatever it is, even in college, people can't celebrate you as a person if they have never been there, because they deep down feel like the failure, so they can't give you glory. Let me give you an example. If I fail the test in math and you get an A, I can't be super excited for you when I know I failed. So that's the exact reason why bitter people will not share their joy. They will not share it with you because it didn't work out for them, so they have to kind of speak down to you. That's the first example of loserhood, if you will. I don't know, whatever we want to put it. They can't share excitement with you. I'll bring up this. There's one of my little friend, Ryan. I love Ryan. Hey, Ryan. He's like my son. Ryan, he's working out now and he's getting strong and he really is looking top notch. Good job, Ryan. But he would always come to me, hey, coach, looking bad, looking good, looking big, and he would be flexing. And I'm like, and he wasn't. He was 13 years old, chubby, but strong as an ox. Played football for me, but he was not big. And or he was big, but he was like more like, out of shape. And I would always say, oh man, you're crazy, you're rock, you're strong, blah. Now finally he really is 17 years old, but I never said, oh no, you're not so big, I was bigger than you, because I'm not insecure. Why can't I let him enjoy every bit of who he is? It doesn't take away from me, shouldn't take away from you. Someone at work right now is doing a great job, maybe better than you have. Encourage them. If you want to get down to it, encourage them. And be thankful for your successes. Be thankful for where God has brought you. Be thankful for all your victories. And be good at that and say, hey, you're awesome. And if they go to the next level, even better. It doesn't take away from your glory or what you've done in life. And we feel like it's stealing away. That's how you could tell kind of like the epitome, the root of someone who's very insecure. They cannot celebrate someone else's successes. And so I want to leave you with a few thoughts today, but I'm very tempted to start a documentary on high schools and sports. And one of my friends here, Edward, he said something to me today. He said, yeah, like expose them. Because I was talking about my documentary of exposing high schools. But I didn't say we're exposed. He said, yeah, like exposing them because they need to be held accountable. And I'm thinking that is exactly what we're doing. An expose, if you will. Because it's not right. Now I know you're, American high school, but yeah, who cares, right? It's nothing. But unfortunately, this is where God has us because my son's homeschooled. We only go there for the programs because I can't play football alone, right? So it is what it is. It's a team sport. We chose it. I wish my son did boxing, skateboarding, martial arts like me, or if he did, even baseball, you failed by yourself basically. It's a team sport, but you're at bat, whatever. You can't make a guy catch a ball, or you can't make a quarterback throw you the ball. Like there's a lot of, you can't make the coaches even make them throw to your side. The coaches say always throw or run the ball. Like you're in a world of uncontrollables. So we're learning a ton of spiritual lessons as we go through football journey with my son. But snowboarding. If you snowboard alone, right? If you play tennis alone. You wrestle alone. Like there's a lot of enjoyable sports out there that are not team sports, which I have a whole theory in that. But creativity is where we're designed. So my son is unable to be creative. He's got to do their things, their routes, this way, that way. Even to the coach, we're like, turn your hips. True story. And then I'll close. One time my son at this Eastmark High School in Arizona, horrible football program, by the way, in every which way. Most of the coaches don't understand, physics, physiology. Really, I think they're like math teachers. No, I don't know. I don't understand how they come to their conclusions on everything. Everything, they lift the day of a game. That makes zero sense. But what do I know, man? I'm just an athlete that's been doing this my entire life. And I'm 47 and I feel in amazing shape. I just feel a little fat, but whatever. That's I'm just going through the summers. I will train again now in the fall. I'm starting to get back to it. But yeah, one of the coaches, Robert, makes a pick. So he makes a great play during practice. He makes a pick, bam, bam, bam. And all the coach could say was, don't look at the quarterback, look at the receiver. What they don't understand about my son is he is a quarterback, a good one. He learns all how to pick because he played quarterback. He knows their reads. He doesn't have to track the hips of the running backs when they're turning because he realized, or even some in the backfield, because he gets more tackles than all these ding dongs combined. The problem is they're focused on the technicality. It's like math. They want you to do it their way, but what if you got there a different way? What if you even used a calculator? Or what if, does that change anything if you're just smarter and faster? So it's the school system primarily has a big issue, but also, once again, they transfer all of that into sports, into the American sport world. That's why you got to go to college football. That's why it all works like this. I know I'm not going to change it. I'm here to expose and to help you think things through, because at the end of the day, there is a way to solve it. Don't know what that is yet, 100%, but we're working on a sevens team. We're working on building different sports leagues. We're doing on different stuff. I'm getting back in the sport world again, mostly for him. I coached all, even when they were young. I even coached high school. I even coached baseball, but now I'm actually coaching. I may coach high school volleyball or something. I don't know, but I'm just having some fun. And the thing is it's all about encouraging. These kids can go YouTube the freaking video. They can go YouTube how to run and jump and play. It's not very hard. And I've been talking to Robert about hip movement and mechanics for years. He's so far ahead of these coaches, but they're still unwilling to see that they didn't do it their way. But he made the play. It works. It's better than that. And then, is there like, oh, will it work at the next level? Absolutely, because you get better at the next level and then you could train. But they just micromanage everything because they can't enjoy someone doing something good because they never made it. And that is what I want to speak to you today. Give people grace. Allow people to enjoy their blessing in life. If they have a better car than you, go and, well, I don't like cars, but thankful for their car. Congratulations. If they have a better house than you, celebrate, help them paint it for money. If they get the promotion at work, congratulate them, buy them a taco, enjoy other people. That'll be the first sign. If you really want to sign, if you want to start doing better in life, figure out ways to compliment people, enjoy people. In fact, I was walking out of the gym today. There's this guy today, and he was quiet, and he's working in the gym, and he looked like he's getting a pretty good pump on. Never seen him before. And I was walking, and I said, "Hey man, you're looking good out there, looking strong. I see you getting it." And he was so happy. He's like, "Yeah, thank you. Yeah." I said, because why is he working out? He's working out to look stronger. Why? So that you may notice. So notice. Give him the opportunity to be noticed. We're all human beings. We just want our spot in life. Say, "Thanks, man. Good job working out." And he was so happy. And I think about how most people will be like, "Oh, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm obnoxious," or maybe I'm not, I'm slow, I'm ugly, I'm fat. Give him the blessing, and that will help motivate you. You get to where you are going by helping others as well. Don't leave them behind. Help your family, help your kids, minister to them, be encouraging. Now that's easy, but then other people, celebrate them, celebrate. And I'm not talking about the weird celebration of dumb sin and crap, weird people. They're little efforts in life. Encourage you, become an encourager. Become an encourager, and remember, it's only acceptable if you accept it. It's only accepted if you accept it. So stop accepting everyone's stupidity. Go ahead and hold them accountable. That's truth, that's righteousness, that's justice. Thank you, and have a great day.